So when Esau saw that the Canaanite women did, he went to Ishmael and took as his wife. So we got to that. So Jacob's going to have his dream. He stops. He spends the night in a place that's unknown to him. The sun will set, and he gets a stone for a pillow. I don't know. I've never done that. I've never put a stone under my head. I've slept on the ground. I was in Iraq, and I there was no bed. There was no sleeping bag. I just laid down on the ground. I think I rolled up like a shirt or something. I don't know if I'd put a stone under my head. But he puts a stone under his head for a pillow. And he falls asleep, and he dreams vividly. And in this dream, we get to see Jacob's perspective from this dream. And there's a lot of English translations that describe Yahweh as remaining at the top of the ladder or the stairway, not beside Jacob. But the Hebrew words that can be understood either way. But Jacob's later statement, surely Yahweh is indeed in this place, suggests that Yahweh was standing on earth and not looking down from heaven. So Yahweh's astounding presence and words of promise prove to Jacob that earth is not left to its own resources, and heaven is not a remote, self-contained realm for the gods. Heaven has to do with earth, and earth finally may count on the resources of heaven. And this is exactly what the exiled Jacob needed to hear. And so let's read that. And that's Genesis 28, 10 through 17. Jacob left Beersheba and went toward Haran. And he came to a certain place, and he stayed there that night, because the sun had set. Taking one of the stones of the place, he put it under his head, and lay down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, there was a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it, and said, I am the Lord, the God of Abraham, your father, and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie, I will give to you and to your offspring. Your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south. And I'm not leaving until it's done. Ready to commit. He's not so sure. So when we at the beginning, and I think in the video, set up an altar, and they made a big distinction about that. And I think it's because, and anybody who's more learned than I, please jump in, but I think it's because he wasn't all there yet. He wasn't ready. He wasn't sure. And we know that he's not sure, but I think the reason why he didn't worship properly is because he wasn't sure. Anybody got some thoughts on that? No? What do you guys think about that? Right. 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 He's still playing Let's Make a Deal, and he does that. He tries to do that with Laban. We'll get to that I think next week, but he's been doing that his whole life. Let's make a deal. He tries to get. He's a conniver. I mean, he tries to get what he wants. He's a used car salesman. He's Monty Hall. He's trying to make a deal. But so let's look at this question. Have you ever felt God reaching out to you during a trying time? Yeah? Anybody want to share? I mean, no? Many times? Were you ready to listen right away? I mean, without all the details, were you ready to listen right away?
Sometimes I was, and sometimes my answer was, no, I can't be like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You still wanted it to be your way. Mm-hmm. Right. I know I have, you know, I went through a personal thing with my previous spouse, and I was you know, in a bad place, and but God was there for me, and luckily that time I was listening. I think because I needed Him so bad, and isn't it amazing when you need God so bad, and you where to turn? That's when you have nothing. You're just broken, and then that's when He fills you and fixes you. I mean, I'm sure everybody's experienced something similar to that. We've all things that have happened in our lives.
When John was in the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't go in because he had COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and I tried several times. I tried to sneak in, but, you know, we go one way to the elevator, and the security comes over and says, "You need to get a pass." And I just went home, just rejected. I was like, "Why would you do this? Why, you know, why is this happening?"
Mm-hmm.